This video was not authorized by the Voice developer, and if he will ask, it might be deleted. I just liked his work, and I want to help him to develop his fan base as much as he deserves it, because I personally think that I've witnessed the birth of something big. So please follow the links in the description to support his project, and if you enjoy this format, consider to like, comment, or share this video so the word could be spread faster.
To be clear, it's not like 6 years ago you couldn't programming and started with zero knowledge. You already had a decade worth of knowledge and experience in programming languages and had a university degree or something before that 6 year of game development. Just to be clear, for those like me who thinks can achieve something in a few years after watching a video like this.
Prior to me starting with game dev, I was toying around with Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne World Editor for 9 years, since I was 8, I think, without using any programming languages. That helped me develop some game design and level design skills, but at no point I thought that it will lead to anything serious like actual game dev. And only when I consciously decided to pursue game dev, I started learning my first programming language, GML, at the end of 2017. Of course, years of modding and gaming helped me develop some understanding of the game dev process. But I'd say that 85% of all the skills and knowledge required for Voin I started acquiring after I, again, consciously decided to pursue game dev.
Dude, I'm a fellow dev. I've been working on my project since 2018. I wish you luck on yours. But what caught my attention the most was your voice. You have a spectacular voice for narration. Have you ever done voice acting?
Knowing how hard game dev is, I sympathize with you on your endeavor, brother, and wish you luck too. Thank you. I've done some voice acting for a couple of Warcraft 3 projects, but nothing professional.
Impressive. I know you worked on the hub for a long time, but can you consider making things more close together or local? That way you wouldn't have to travel between the different upgrading places and stuff like that. The most annoying thing is when you have to do a simple task, but it just takes forever because things are too far apart. Anyway, keep up the good work.
Thank you! The key places are actually not that far away from one another, since the character is quite mobile. I wasn't using all of his moveset in the video because I wanted to showcase Hub's visuals more, but yeah, after years of running around Whiterun, I understand the struggle.
I just realized that before you go super crazy in dev, I encourage you to have many play tests, possibly monthly, with the community, preferably public play tests. Public would help open a new way of marketing via word of mouth. Think of BattleBit Remastered and Baldur's Gate 3 in EA. The reason why is yes, this stuff is cool. Many things are cool, but is it fun? Is it annoying? Will running to the reflection for the 20th time be just as fun as the first? What can be done differently? Perhaps changes in the environment? Keep in mind this is only one thing, just imaging what other potential things oversights could be, lurking. I want this game to succeed, and I hope you don't do it alone. You need outside feedback, and you also need to communicate your goals for each decision so we can help guide you towards your goals the best way. I would really hate to see your hard work flop. Don't be afraid to work with others. You're not alone. We are here for you. Let educated trust and reasonable transparency, communication be your guide in this crazy journey in game dev.
Good thing that you've mentioned playtests, because I'm planning one in a few months. I realize the value of other people involvement and appreciate you for reminding me of this. Hopefully the playtest will generate enough attention so that other people will get interested in working on the project with me. So no need to worry, I'm not going to do everything myself.
I think Volt sounds like a good alternative name for the main character. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm still not completely happy with the character's name, so I added Volt to the list of options. The only thing that concerns me is that Volt is a modern term. Electricity and dark fantasy don't really blend that well for me.
Absolutely incredible. It's clear that you have a lot of experience from previous projects, on top of having invested a lot of time into this one. However, this didn't even feel like a devlog, more like an early showcase or game presentation. See, most Zero devlogs start out very bare bones, with mostly ideas. This project, on the other hand, has a lot of things already figured out. You are showing us level design, a consistent style for the game, combat, itemization. So, I'm having a hard time looking at this project through the eyes of a game dev, because of how complete this already looks. I'm seeing it more so through the eyes of a player, like From what you've shown, I would already check this game out on Steam, if this was an early access Steam trailer. So, yay, stoked to see this game brought to completion. If you intend to elaborate more on the game dev side of things in the future, please give a more accurate overview of where you consider the game to be, what parts of it you consider finished, which ones you consider missing or requiring extra work, and what exact features you have been working on since the last devlog. Oh yay, I really loved first Warhammer Vermintide. First-person melee combat is usually quite terrible in most games, so I'm stoked to get my hands on this game to play it.
Yeah, I was pretty much in hermit mode all this time because the game was in constant fluctuation and I didn't want to spread my time too thin with devlogs. So I focused on working on the actual game instead. But the point taken! I'll try to elaborate the game's state in the next video and just overall be more descriptive about the parts that are not yet solidified. Thank you! Yeah, I now understand why there are not that many games with good first-person combat. It's so tricky to figure out. But I'm extremely happy with the current state of Voign's combat, and also I'm very excited to let people try it out in a few months. Also, thank you for such an informative comment.
Hate to say it, but next-gen console, please. I'm too poor for a computer.
The game is already designed with gamepads in mind, so if I'll nail a game publisher, we'll make it happen.
The art style and graphics is amazing. It's like a 90s pre-rendered cutscene, but in real time. It feels nostalgic and new at the same time. Keep it up, man.
Thank you so much. I spent a lot of time on graphics, so I'm very glad to hear that it resonates with people. I'm still not 100% happy with the way the game looks, though. So maybe one day I'll reiterate the visuals a bit. Or maybe not. We'll see.
Having numbers makes it cheap, like a mobile game. I would advise you to remove it.
No worries. There's already a setting in the options menu that lets you do that. Personally, I like them, but I understand that it's not everybody's cup of tea.
A perfect addition to this combat would be having human enemies that can guard and deflect your slashes, while you can do the same to theirs. Holy thing amazing, especially with that smooth slashing you already have against non-human enemies.
Yeah, I'm planning an enemy that would be able to block your attacks from certain angles, so you would have to flank him or break his guard with a powerful strike. There's a catch, though, because he might just end up being too annoying, so the actual implementation will take some figuring out.